Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Los Angeles Rams and the New Orleans Saints. Season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 of the 24. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball is snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team would say, yeah, we called him the disruptor. And that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 54 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Winston to give. It's Kamara. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's second down. The Saints at 9-1 on the year. They've gone a full couple of months now since their last loss. Winners of 8 in a row.
And we always talk about how a team has to play complementary football in order to really be a good squad. But I think in this league, if your offense isn't playing really well as this one is, you're not going to run off this kind of a streak.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Jameis to throw it. Olave. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and now the Rams have got it. Going the other way.
Let's face it, everybody at the start of a game has a mental image of how they expect it to go, and I think that was going exactly as they scripted it offensively. Moving the ball well, seemingly in control, and that fumble, that's got to be a little bit deflating, don't you think?
Yep, foiled the whole plan there, turned the ball over. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down. Well, this defense for the Saints, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the shotgun, here's a give to Akers. And some good acceleration there as he's... Field to the 48-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. On the counter, this is Akers. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Here's a run with Akers on second down. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd-and-9 situation. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throw left side, complete to Cup. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yards to pick up the first down. Now it'll be 4th and short.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. His second catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first, and it'll bring up 3rd down now. To throw, Winston. Got an open man, it's Olave. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
And that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Kamara up the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly... And he fires one that's intercepted. Troy Hill picks it, and the Rams are going to take over at their own 41. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Following the interception, Mayfield. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. To throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back completion for enough yardage for a first down.
On third down, Mayfield. This is taken in by the tight end, Bryson Hopkins. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Akers. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. He'll dump this off to Akers. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling could lead to no yards gained.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll stay with Akers on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. On this drive, they're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. They'll go with Akers here up the middle. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to about the 19. Matt Gay now gets ready for the field goal try. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. Gay's kick is good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. They already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaking up on that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. The Hippocratic oath, first do no harm. And right now they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
3 yards remain for 2nd down. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he's got room. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him. But don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
And nobody leaked. Big play.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That one good for 16 as the drive continues. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Arnold. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Again, it's Winston. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. To give him the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. And just one man in the backfield here. That's Kamara, 2nd and goal. Throwing, Winston. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late. They're forcing incompletions and fighting.
And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara with career touchdown number 75. And the Saints are an extra point away now from moving out in front. What's good on the extra point? And they take the lead here at 7-6. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And you know, certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
You know, you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all,
into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. 1:53 remaining in this first half of play. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Following the interception, Winston. Touchdown! Chris Olave with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead is up to 8. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From the end zone, here comes Williams. Williams loses the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line. Jameis now on 1st down. Touchdown, Saints. Chris Olave with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain him. And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has. Showing
seen from him throughout.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked to his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, one thing we certainly know, he likes to take those risks deep downfield during games, coverage or not. The coverage was there on that one. No catch, but he's also fortunate. No turnover either.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. Man open is Robinson. And he is going to have the Rams first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Mayfield to throw it. Across the middle, and this pass complete to Cooper Kupp. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. From the red zone now, Mayfield. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half. But the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
A 3rd field goal in the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Mayfield looks to throw. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. This is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this third quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it'll be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
That would almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be second down.
At this point in the game, and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
On second down, Mayfield again. His throw incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
From the gun, Mayfield. Alex Highsmith drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. Here's Riley Dixon now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Lutz good on the extra point, and that will make this a 19-point game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Mayfield on first down. Got a man, it's Higbee, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. First down, Mayfield. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
To throw again on second down, Winston. The pass caught by Olave. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. 81 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Play action now. Winston. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Leonard Floyd from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. So now after the sack, Winston and the Saints needing to figure out what to do. Tough play, 3rd and long. That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. 3 touchdown passes now in the ball game for Jameis Winston, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Lutz with the extra point, and that will bump the lead up to 26. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From the end zone, here comes Wood. And he loses the football a second time. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line.
Starting to get the sense throughout the league that more of the special teams coordinators give their guys the green light to bring the ball out because everyone wants big plays to happen. I don't know if that philosophy will hold after that error there, turn it over that deep in their own territory.
Do guys go rogue there a lot based on feeling?
I think a lot of them just sense that they can make a play and make a huge one to help their team. And they have to have that athletic arrogance about themselves. And every now and then, though, it'll cost them. And that's what we just saw there.
And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on second down.
And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. So keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Winston. It's caught by OBJ. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that's going to bring up a... Here we go with Kamara. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Alvin Kamara unable to push past that yellow line. And the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Akers. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Going right back to Akers. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. They'll try and run for this with Akers. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. It's his 12th rushing touchdown, his 14th overall. And the Rams are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter. Matt Gay on for the extra point. And that'll make this a 19-point game. And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked by his former FSU teammate Jalen Ramsey. And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12.
Makes the score Saints 35, Rams 23. Matt Gay to kick off for Los Angeles.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And now the Rams have got it going the other way. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. So a turnover there on the kickoff. And don't look now, but that just made things a little more interesting.
Very interesting, because when you're trailing in a game, these are mistakes that you pray for. You just went down and scored. Now you get the football right back with another great opportunity.
They'll run on first down with Akers. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 115 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
third down. Here's a run by Akers.
And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown.
Cam Akers with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Rams have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
And now this fourth quarter becoming very interesting. That pick six makes this a one-score game. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how aggressive they choose to be.
Play fake. Winston.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll be second and a couple.
Brings up second and 2.
Jameis to throw it.
Alvin Kamara reeling it in on back-to-back plays.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Winston.
Open man is the tight end Troutman.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
That's good for the Saints.
Off the play fake, Winston.
Throw left side complete to Troutman.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up second down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams 30. 23 yards to pick up there. So from Rams territory now, it's first and 10 at the 30-yard line. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
The coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
They go backwards there 2 yards, and second and 1 is now third and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
To the air again with Winston. He completes it to Beckham. Touchdown! Jameis Winston with his 4th touchdown pass of the afternoon.
And the Saints add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Lutz good on the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this. Akers, he coughs it up.
But his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a two-possession game. It is a two-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. They go play action. Winston. He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Again, it's Kamara. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points, so while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Mayfield. And he'll just get rid of it.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
Mayfield to throw. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
And now defensively in the 2-minute drill, the big key to me, make sure you understand your assignments, and anytime you get a chance to tackle someone in bounds, get them on the ground.
Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. That's to his running back, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Well, this was a fun one today for 9 points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses.
She-Rag got me.